Hey everybody, Team Trekyards is back, and we have another top 10 for you today. Top 5 each. You know how it goes.
It's the classic now.
Exactly. So, this is one we've been wanting to do for a while, and it's been on our checklist since day one as far as top 10s go, but we never kind of got to it. We kind of always pushed it aside.
And this is definitely one
So,
of those questions that a lot of fans have just had for us in general and for each other.
yeah, we've had a lot of requests for a top 10 on this. So, Samuel, what is it today? What's the top 10?
Top 10 series. Series.
Series.
As in
Or
DS9, Voyager, the series of Star Trek. Our top
Series
10,
I.
our top 5 of those.
Okay, well, as usual, I will start.
Yes.
My number 5 is going to have to be Enterprise. Now, it took me a while to get into Enterprise just because I hated the whole premise of the show.
Not a
Came
good starting
along
point then.
No, it came along and messed with my timeline, my canon, things that had already been established.
Deadless
And
class.
yeah, it started muddying the waters a little
Mm.
bit. Now, they did kind of fill in a few gaps and kind of, sync up a little bit where they could. But I was hoping that the whole temporal war and that mysterious guy from the future would be an explanation for why the show, why the NX wasn't in the original timeline and stuff, but they never really explored that, unfortunately. So it had potential, but failed,
Fair
in my
enough.
opinion. Although awesome visuals, because the best visuals in Star Trek.
Well, it was the latest one, yeah.
So number 4 would be Voyager. I don't mind Voyager at all. I love watching it. I think Janeway's a good captain. The crew's great. The only problem is they keep airing it here in Canada. After it rolls around to the season finale, it goes right back to the beginning of Voyager. They've done it like 4 or 5 times now on Space. It's annoying. Start another series already. So I've seen Voyager ad nauseum, and I'm just sick of it.
You can quote every other.
Not quite. I keep every time I do watch it, I see the same episodes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that always happens with TV, doesn't it?
Third on my list would be TNG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great show. I fought for the second position, but
I think this list is very much changes your opinion on depending on what day of the week it is and depending on how you feel that year.
Yeah, it kind of fluctuates every once in a while. So TNG was great. It brought a lot of new Star Trek fans in, and it really revived the franchise. Once again, you got to wait till season 3 to really get your legs and get a good flow going and get established. So I love Next Generation. Don't get me wrong. I watch it all the time too. But, anyway, let's move on to number 2. Number 2, surprisingly enough, would be TOS. I know. Shot through the heart.
I think
TOS.
If TOS could hear this right now, they'd be very depressed and sad.
Well, I got a little arrow going back and forth from 2 to 1 because it depended on which day I did this and which would be my number 1. TOS is awesome. It started the whole thing. Yeah. You got Kirk. You got my favorite Enterprise. You got the classic Trek. But the campiness and the 60s effects really bugged me. The remastered kind of steps it up a notch for me. I always said they should remaster it, and they finally did. So
HD is pretty nice for it, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's why it's on my number 2. My number 1 is Deep Space Nine.
Oh. So you're the animated series.
I used to hate Deep Space Nine.
Wow.
I couldn't get into it, and the episodes I did watch were crap. But then I met my wife, and she says, you got to watch it. Ended up watching the whole thing, and I loved it. Once again, after season 3, Worf shows up, the Dominion Wars start, Cisco goes bald and grows the goatee and becomes badass, and the show just gets amazing. The reason I say it's my number 1, it's got the most drama, it's got the most character development, and the best storylines. And it's basically based on World War II as far as analogies go, and it's stuff you can't make up. That's why it's so popular, I think.
It resonates.
It really speaks to people. So that's why Deep Space Nine would have to be my favorite series.
I think the community would be surprised.
Well, like I said, it's a toss-up between Deep Space Nine and TOS and TNG. It's usually those 3 kind of mixed together.
Okay, interesting. So my number 5 is also Enterprise. I agree with you there. Series 3 was awesome. Series 4 was amazing, and has 2 of my favorite episodes of Trek of all time. And what are they, Stuart?
I don't know.
Into Mirror Darkly. Come on, talk about them all the time. Amazing Trek. I also love the Augment stuff. That's some great Trek. But with 2 lackluster seasons and almost no development for some of the characters, and also some, it doesn't really combine to a great whole, and that's why it gets number 5 on my list. And I'm so sorry, Doug. Number 4 is also Voyager, but just that's all that one. That's one that swaps for me around. I do love Voyager. I love all the new alien races. I love all the new ships. Some superb designs. I love the interior. I love the exterior. I love the crew. And I personally think I could get on well with all of them. Just down to the pub and chat. I think it'd be great. It's a family, and some of the adventures they go on are superb. All positives here. But the show does fall down in its lack of character development. Heavily. Like, that is... there's so much they could have done with that show. It's a show that didn't reach its potential. Especially with the premise as a whole. I think that just decreases it. Even though I love the show, I think that has to bring it down to a level. So, but I do love Voyager. But, yeah.
Okay.
Number 3 for me is DS9.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah. Now, while I love Voyager exactly for its creativity in aliens, its ships, and where they take, where they take the ship, for DS9 it's the exact opposite. Few new ships, little exploration. I don't like the religious subtext, nor very many of the early episodes. But you watch DS9 for its unique look at the Trek universe, the war side and the character side, and all the interesting character development that is just beautifully done. And I guess all the time that took away from exploring, they put into those moments where Julian and Miles would just chat while playing darts. Yeah, it worked, but all the extra time really made that difference. Plus the battles were amazing, and I think the show did divert from Trek values, but they had Voyager for that at the same time. So
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
it works fine. I think as a full show, it's great, and like I say, after season 3, it gets a lot better. I think when they're the Defiant and Worf, it really hits its stride. Number 2 for me is TOS. It is the classic. It holds up so well. It's a little cheesy in 60s in so way, but it carries it off with so much style, and it just works. You have the moral messages and meanings, the fine crew to tell them with, even though really that messages and things are being told through the 3 main characters only. But it's a beautiful ship, ageless design, and the thing that started it all. And that's why it's my number 2, which does only leave TNG as my number 1. It was neck and neck with TOS, but come on, fantastic crew, larger catalogue of good episodes, better special effects, just right level of advancement, ship inside and out, and yeah, it was a close call, but I think just the fact there's more quality TNG than there is TOS gives it that edge. Just this, 7 seasons versus 3. That's just a nature of the game, but I just love TNG. I think it's amazing. And yeah, that is my top 5. So what is your honorable mention, Stuart? Not that there's much left.
My honorable mention is the animated series.
So is mine. Just say.
Just because the animated series, they use the original voice actors.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
And with the fact that it was animated, they could make things more extravagant that they couldn't do in real life. Like the aliens are much more exotic and creative. So are the ships.
Yeah. And
some of them are a little wonky.
Helmsman, that's amazing.
Yeah. Some of the ships are a little wonky, but what can you do, right?
And it was only a single series, but it had that extra level of TOS that we all wanted, or you all wanted. I wasn't born yet, but you all wanted.
Yeah. Plus, it was like you got to see like the original holodeck. There's a holodeck in one of those episodes on the Enterprise. Not really called a holodeck, but
the idea is
yeah. And just the thought of an animated Trek series is just awesome to me. Like there's so many possibilities.
And I do love the style. I thought it was a really good art style.
Yeah. One of the things that kind of detracted for me was the fact that they used Uhura's voice for every female. They used Scotty's voice for like every alien and every bad guy.
Sorry, James doing? Because he wasn't being Scotty. He was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They should have had more diversified voice cast, but I can see they wanted to keep costs down. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great show. All the same reasons for me. It's fun. It's one of those things that I haven't watched in a long time. Years and years and years. Because when do you ever feel the need or the sudden, I should watch the animated series? It's not really one of those niche filling things.
I haven't an itch to watch it lately.
But when I was a kid, I knew I enjoyed it immensely. But then again, you can't put it above the main Trek series. But still really fun. There really is no bad Trek series, really.
No, that's true. Unless there's a JJ series eventually.
So what do you think of my list then, Stuart? Almost the same, although we have got DS9 and TNG swapped around?
It's pretty much what I expected, although I expected TOS to be like in the 4 or 5 position, to be honest. But I'm surprised. It's
pleasantly surprised, I hope.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but for me, I mean, sometimes I would give Voyager number one just because I love the creativity. Come on, they're truly the most explorers out of all of them. New galaxy, new quadrant, ships. Like I say, obviously I love aliens. Obviously I love tech. That's the point of this show, or not this show, but the other show we do. And so seeing these new ships that is what appeals to me. And even if the crew don't get as much development, you get to see that true alien side of Star Trek. That's what I love. So sometimes it's number one thing, just because DS9, they're so limited with their sets and with their, you see the same Tellurian frigate freighter 9 times, a different bit stuck on. There's no creativity there, really. Voyager has that, and Enterprise has that, but pushed back so much in the past. That's why I think Voyager is almost the true expression of the Star Trek. Like, that is almost the success to TOS, is exploring, but it's not got stuff that makes it the best series.
Yeah, there was a lot of missed opportunities in Voyager.
Yeah.
But...
So there. But I like your list. I'm surprised, but I have heard you many times say DS9 is your favourite, because I watched all your other content, so I have heard that. And I think TOS can get over not being number one for either of us, because it's still amazing, and we love it still.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is it for top 10. Let us know what you think of our lists. A bit different, but as always, a little bit the same. And let us know if Enterprise is your favourite, because there are some reasons for Enterprise to be your favourite. Every series has their own amazing thing, but we had to give it a list. We had to judge it. And like we both said numerous times, this list changes throughout the year. So, yeah. Anyway, let us know what your top 5, top 10 are. Any closing thoughts, Stuart?
No, I'm just looking forward to seeing the fans' responses to this and their top 5. So,
yeah. Cool. Right, well, until next time, next week, check in for Trekyards' top 10. See you next time, guys.
Bye.